In the last video, we have discussed about compensation, its objective, as well as various factors which have influence on the compensation. In today's video of compensation and benefits management, we will discuss about importance of compensation and various components which are the part of compensation. It includes both direct and indirect components. So we will start with the importance of compensation. The very first important point or the very first thing which is said to be necessary why we should have strong compensation is it acts as a source of organizational effectiveness. We can take this point by an example. Suppose that there are two organizations. One organization is giving better pay to its employees and on time. On the contrary, B organization is giving average payment to its employees, that too after lag of we can say 2 months or 3 months. That is what the difference is between both the things. First organization clearly shows how effective they are and it shows their commitment towards the employees, while we see to the second organization we don't find it that much effective. So compensation as act as a source of organizational effectiveness. Second thing, between organization and employees there should be a strong medium by which we can, as an organization, we can motivate employees to work for us with higher productivity level or with higher what we can say contribution or dedication, and this can be only done by a strong binding agent, which is compensation. Compensation can act as a strong medium which can have the binding of both organization as well as employees. Remember one thing, organization doesn't do any kind of work. It is the employees in the organization which does the work, which helps the organization to achieve its objective. Employee is doing that thing or doing that work for the purpose of some monetary benefits, that is compensation. That is why we should give them an ideal compensation so that we can, what we have discussed in the objectives, we can motivate them, we can have employees with high morale, high productivity, and this can only be done by having an effective compensation strategy. That is why compensation is again important. Next thing which we have said is the compensation is important for the purpose of retaining the employees. Remember one thing, if you have some good employees or certain employees which are having a great talent which helps organization to achieve its objectives, your competitor is also in search of that employees, and they can offer a good salary to your employees or a better salary from what you are giving to your employees. For that purpose you need to attract them and retain them. For that purpose compensation is the only tool by which we can retain them and get their benefits or get their work from for ourselves. And compensation is the only way to retain these pool of employees which can be the probable candidates for our competitors. Next thing, compensation is the tool which helps us in motivating the employees. Various studies which is related to employees has been conducted and seen that the financial motivation or the monetary benefit motivates the employee directly as compared to the non-monetary benefits. Though we know the non-monetary benefits also play an important role in motivating the employees, but remember one thing, the majority of the times we can see employee motivated by the monetary things. That is why compensation, which is a monetary part, should be considered as an important tool for motivating the employee. Next thing is the compensation helps in determining or differentiating between the two categories of employee, the good performance and the bad performance. Definitely good performance would receive the better compensation as compared to the poor performance. In some cases there can be an exception also. Poor performance can be paid higher compensation, but majority of the time we can see that the good performance would receive the better compensation as compared to the poor performance. Next thing is the next important criteria for having compensation is it helps in getting the involvement of the employee in the organization. Remember one thing, it is necessary for us to have the involvement of the employees in the organization, and until and unless we are not able to connect them to the organization, we are not going to generate the desired output from that employee. For that purpose, we need to connect to them, we need to involve to them in the organization, and compensation can be the first step towards it. Lastly, the compensation acts as a strength for organizational competitiveness. We can consider this point into the two way. In internal part, we can say that if suppose a person performs, an employee performs good, we are going to give them a reward by way of maybe a better compensation as compared to the other employees. It creates a competitive environment in the organization so that every employee would give their 100% and improve their productivity so that they can go for the better compensation in the next appraisal. For external point of view, we can say that the better compensation to the better performers would help organization to achieve its objective and can act as a competitive edge for the organization. Now we will start with the components of compensation. What are the different components of the compensation? We can say that what are the components which form the part of compensation? The first part can be the direct compensation, which is been directly paid to the employee, which is a direct source for compensation. The first thing in direct component is the base pay or base compensation. The base pay means the salary and wages forms part of the base pay and are usually periodic. Payment is made to the employee. For example, when we speak of salary, it is usually monthly. Wages can be weekly or it can be monthly again. So these things forms part of direct component under the head base pay. These are the base payment which we give to an employee apart from the other things. This is usually a single largest component of compensation package. Whenever we have been appearing for the interview after completing your PG in MBA, usually whatever salary you have been offered, for example, if you have been offered 5 lakh compensation or 5 lakh salary yearly, that means that in it for say for 3,50,000 would be your base pay or base compensation. That is what is base pay. And the most common point of comparison usually an employee made with the other candidate is this base pay. Second thing can be the bonus. Bonus is a boon or gift over and above what is normally your compensation or base pay, and therefore it is usually a good thing. Usually company pay occasionally or on the some great achievement or on some festival. We can see in India usually it is in practice, labor has been paid bonus during the big festivals. It is mainly a gift given occasionally to reward exceptional performance or for an specific occasion. For example, an organization has achieved a great milestone. At that particular time also they can offer bonus to its employees, though it is not an what we can say some exceptional performance. In certain cases, if an employee performance is exceptional, they can that particular employee can specifically be given bonus in an organization. So it is somewhat which is given over and above your compensation. Next thing can be from direct component can be the long-term incentives or stock options which has been offered to the employees. It can be employee stock options plan or employee stock purchase plan, ESOP and ESPP, which has been given to employee. It can be said that stock option can be defined as a right of an employee to buy a piece in the capital of the company in form of shares, so that they can also be the owner of the company or shareholder of the company, and it is been given to an employee as an reward for excellent services. Usually stock options serve as an long-term incentives or long-term option or long-term benefits which has been given to employees, whereas bonus form as an short-term benefit or short-term incentive which has been given to employee. As bonus can be given in either period, it can be given to one employee for 1 year only, not in the next or next years, whereas stock option is something which we have purchased for once, we would be with it until and unless we would not dilute it or sell it. Last thing in the direct component can be the perks or perquisite which we give to an employee. Usually it forms a major source of income for executives. Monetary executive usually are important motivator as compared to the non-monetary benefits. Many factors also serve as in non-monetary criteria, many factors also serve as an attention getters or encouragers for the employees so that they could get into the organization. It can be anything, we can say house rent allowance or giving executives with the bungalows, etc., giving them driver and health facility. Then last part of our video is about indirect components of compensation. Indirect forms maybe which we can say which are completely not given on the form of cash wages, or they offer very individualized alternatives. It is for the particular employees that meet the needs of that particular employee only. Usually business cannot compete with other business in the form of cash rewards or cash wages. At that particular point of time, the concept of indirect compensation or indirect component of compensation came, and it plays an important role in that particular industry or in that particular organization. We can discuss few examples of it or few alternatives, like first one can be the flexible working schedules. Definitely an organization cannot every time offer flexible work schedules to an employee, but whenever an organization is offering flexible work schedule apart from other competitors, definitely they are able to somewhere attract its employer, retain its employee, because they don't need to offer certain extra cash benefit to that employee. Secondly, organization usually offer retirement programs so that they could attract employees and retain them. Then insurance services, usually insurance is been given by each and every organization nowadays, but again it acts as an indirect compensation component. Then subsidized housing facility, in which we can see the company gives housing facility to its employees at subsidized rate so that they could have competitive edge as compared to their competitors. Then there could be paid leaves for any criteria, for personal reasons or for some holiday or some sick leaves which can be paid, which for which a payment would not be deducted from the salary of an employee. That can again be a great thing for indirect compensation rather than the direct compensation. Then ticket for certain events which are happening around the globe or around the city can be given to the employees for free of cost. It can be anything, some concert or ball games or certain parties, etc. Then laundry services or child care system, for especially for the single parent or for the woman employees. Child care can be a criteria to attract certain or to retain certain key employees, that can help employees to have their children at that child care, and at the same time they can work also. These can be the things which usually act as an indirect way, indirect compensation for compensation, indirect compensation component. So we can say that an compensation forms part of two things: direct compensation and indirect compensation. Direct compensation, base salary plus bonus if any, plus any stock option which you can receive during your service, or perks and fringe benefits which we can receive, indirect components which usually is not in the cash form but usually given to the employees, as company is not able to give high cash wages to that employee. In the next video we will take the further part of the topic. Until then, thank you.